Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining our session. Today, we are going to be discussing Zoho CRM Subforms, and we're going to be going over a lot of existing, older features and newer features. And I would love to take a moment and introduce our team. So I am Tim Ryan Young, and I am with Synergy Squared, and I am based out of the New York area. And I will pass it over to Michelle.
I'm Michelle Scott. My company is 3Leaf CRM, and I am based in Maryland.
Hi, good day, everyone. My name is Danielle Major. My company is Consultants, and I am in the South Florida area.
So I think we should just jump into it, and let's start with Subform 101. What is a subform? Anybody want to jump in and take that one?
Well, actually, a lot of times I like to have a theme with what we're working on. And I know last time we did the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once. And this one reminded me of the movie Inception. In Inception, it's a dream within a dream, and Subforms is a form within a form. In the past, we just had to create a related module, and it's a little heavy lifting to create a related module. But Subforms allow you to create a form within a form to make it easier to get your information in and have it related to the actual record you're working on. Michelle, I think you set up a couple of demos for us today.
I did. So let's visualize what we're even talking about. I'm going to go to a record here. And just like a subform, I created a record that's not bad to look at. So Henry Cavill is in our database, a candidate in this little example. And just a little nugget of extra, we created a layout rule that will only show this subform. Again, just a little nugget for you to take away. It'll only show the subform if it's a candidate. So if you were a prospect, we wouldn't see it. I love that. And candidate, we like to keep it clean, which is in theme here. The qualifications for this record are in a subform. And it might be a good spot to point out some of the nice new little features with subforms, because as we were talking earlier, subforms are not new. I think they're underutilized, wouldn't you say? I think a lot of people don't realize how many things you can solve with a subform.
Well, when subforms first came out, we couldn't mail merge them into anything. We couldn't suck them into analytics to do it.
I forget all about that.
Yeah, there were a lot of limitations on subforms originally, which they have addressed.
Yeah,
which is kind of why we're talking about them now, because they're really slick.
And I've been able to solve many, many client problems with throwing a subform into something and making it nice, making it useful, and total solutions, just complete client solutions based on subforms.
Well, and I've built them into my CRM. I use them in my own business level for clients. So yeah, they're pretty slick.
Timesheet, billing, all that.
Exactly. Yeah, the timesheets. I think all three of us do that with a subform, right? Yeah. Very cool stuff. This example, I'll just walk you through what we did. Again, in this instance, Henry Cavill is a candidate. And with candidates in our little imaginary dream within a dream world, we're saying we need to do some research and get some qualifications like degrees or certifications. And I love the add button. I think this is honestly my favorite feature.
It's the new feature.
And it makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
And if you guys watching are wondering what the heck we're talking about, we used to have to fully open the edit of the record and go in and add the fields. This is just so much cleaner that it's on demand, right? It's right here in front of your face. So I could say, what does Henry Cavill have as far as a qualification? And I'll just say he has a doctorate in acting. He earned that on, maybe he just got that. And the upload field, I don't know if you guys, I know you guys know, but those of you watching may not know, you can upload a file into a field. So I would say I'm going to upload another picture of him because why not?
Why not? Exactly.
Why not?
The PDF of the certification, the original document,
resume, degree, certificate of issue, whatever. So you have it handy. Again, I think all three of us are all about that. Save the clicks. We don't want you to have to click around in that sub module like you guys, or related module like you guys said. Click my little checkbox. It just makes
navigation so much more economical. You're just not scrolling up and scrolling. It's really much easier for sure.
It's additional rows on demand as well. Michelle, would you mind bringing up somebody that doesn't have any related to them? So this guy has
Absolutely.
4, and it expands on demand. So you no longer have to do things like, oh, certificate 1 and certificate 1 date, certificate 2.
Oh, I hated those kinds
Yeah.
of the,
Yeah.
oh, I might have 5. Well, okay, this guy needs 10. Yeah, no, this is so much cleaner than that.
Yep. Like you said, adding a row straight from the screen is really nice. This
Super
guy may
easy.
only have 1 certification, so he's just going to have the 1 line, right?
Mhm.
And you can make it grow on demand. So I really
And
appreciate
you
that.
can go back and edit them and add in who the issuing authority is or upload at a later date. It's not like you have to fill it all in at one time.
Yes, and that's how this one, and that, by the way, when you build a subform, so much of that granularity is customizable. Do you have to fill it in right away? Just like the fields on the main screen, again, that form within a form, we can define our fields within the subform required and things like that. But I could edit that, or I could add additional rows.
Yeah, one of the easy ways to add a new row is to clone the row above it so that you've got
Love that too. Yes.
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
So if I didn't want to retype a bunch of things, let's say they had multiple, they
Master's
weren't
degrees.
degrees, or yeah, maybe
yeah.
they have multiple certifications or something like that. We could
Yeah.
just clone it and update the information that's differing per record. I love that.
Can you throw in one more row with the masters on it? And you don't have to put anything else in, just save it. But there's one other thing I wanted to point out. If you hover over the row next to the pencil, there's a dot, dot, dot. You can also reorder the rows in a subform if you need to.
I don't think I would have that enabled on this one, but yes, I could. It's a
Yeah.
feature you can allow people to reorder those.
Got it.
Should we
How about
show the bulk ad too?
Yes,
That's a new
yes,
feature
yes,
that's
yes.
pretty
Yes,
slick.
please. That's one of my absolute.
This is my favorite new feature. I know you love the ad button. I love the bulk ad.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. When it comes to bulk ad, one of the small things I do for a lot of clients, I will go ahead and throw a subform on the deal or the potential, whatever it's called in your instance, in your database. And on that subform, I'll just put in products, quantity, unit price, and subtotal. So you can go over and attach the products on the side. I get that. However, I like to see them on the subform, and then I can use this as a mail merge, a really nice mail merge to do up some really pretty quotes and stuff. So in order to bulk add the products in here, like Michelle showed before, I can add a product here, but if I want to add multiple products at once, I do have to go into the edit for this. So this is still under the edit. But once I come down here, I have the ability to add multiple rows at a time. So in here,
cool.
I can say they want all 3 widgets that we sell here. And so I'm going to choose all 3 widgets, and I am going to assign those. And then I can put in the quantities. A lot of times what we'll do is with client scripting, we'll have it automatically fill the quantity in, right? So I don't have to even come in and put in the extra ones here. Give me a second.
Yeah, the add multiple rows I love the economy of the points and clicks.
Yeah.
It's
You
so
really-
fewer points and clicks than adding each row one by one.
Now
And
we
this
have
is
all the
something-
products associated with this deal. Like I said, we could do a sexy little mail merge to where it's a nice quote, and then other things.
Oh, and we can show that on the other example that we created, right? Good segue. So I have tutor consulting. I do giggle at myself that I have to have the tie-ins. Henry Cavill was in Tutors. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to stumble all over myself. Where did we put?
I think you put it on the contacts, the mail merge document. I believe that was on the contacts, I think.
Thank you.
There we go. And the ... in the upper right hand.
You just jogged my memory. So what we had done, there is another type of subform, and that is a static subform. So let's show that, and then we'll show you the pretty mail merge, which I think is so powerful. So we used campaigns. Just another business scenario to get your wheels moving on this is if you create a campaign, and let's say I'm going to create a campaign and I'm going to call it another super cool trade show.
Trade shows, love them.
I love that trade show.
Is trade show. And again, can you tell I love a layout rule?
Yes, a little
We
bit.
all have our favorite little things. So back in the day when I managed trade shows in my marketing career about 1.5 years ago, one of the things that was super repetitive was setting up a trade show. I had to make sure that I did certain steps or kept track of certain steps. The static subform here, the scenario the three of us came up with is it's our checklist of what we need to do for this trade show. So campaign is trade show. I need to remember to reserve the booth. When is that due? I need to do that as soon as possible. The status is open, and I can say, this is in progress, save the date. I'm going to get that out. That's in progress. Design marketing materials. I already actually have that done. Again, I'm just using this as a checklist so that I can come back to this. And I think that's a really slick example of, they're not tasks. I don't know about the two of you. Tasks can be so overwhelming, and I feel like people get blind to them.
And this keeps the checklist keeps it on the actual trade show itself. And this
Love
links
that.
perfectly to having that file upload, so you can upload the confirmation certificate, right? So we got the confirmation of reserving the space or whatever it is. And you can
Yes.
confirmation so that anybody on your team can go find the confirmation certificate. You can even have a field for confirmation number or whatever.
Yes.
Lends itself very well to these checklists, and I love this.
Yes. And now that we showed that, my brain is finally catching back up with what Danielle was trying to lead me so nicely to. And that is the pretty document we mentioned, right? Going back to Henry Cavill, that's just where the three of us just wanted to go back. So a pretty mail merge. And again, back in the day, we couldn't do mail merges with subforms. And when we wanted to do documents, especially around things like deals and quotes and all of that, they were very basic invoicey looking things. But now I can do a mail merge. And remember, we had that candidate qualifications subform. So we just created an example for you guys to be able to visualize what we can do. So the template comes up, gives you an opportunity if you needed to edit anything here, but I'm just going to go ahead and run the merge. And it's going to go and get some of that contact level data that's at that above the fold, if you will. And then it's also going to merge in. Oh, I love that we can do that now. So it pulled some info from, again, basic contact fields, but it can pull in 1 row, 15 rows, whatever. And then you can download that to your PDF and use that as your pretty merge. I think all three of us use this in other places, just in our database, to make really glossy, pretty template merges.
100%. So back in the day, before you could modify the quote mail merge document, this is the subforms is how I actually made some of those gorgeous documents, which is why I added to the deals. You just add the products to it, and it has the subtotals there, the aggregate fields, and then you just mail merge that out to a sexy proposal document, right? The proposal software is hugely expensive just to get those pretty pictures. And the Zoho Writer mail merge can do all of that, including the sub. So.
And then again, another little breadcrumb linking it to Zoho Sign. It's so many other, you know, furthering it down the line that we could take it.
Well, linking it to other things. Now we've shown them subforms, the ad, the bulk ad, the static form. We have a bunch of information in the subforms. Let's talk a little bit about what we can do with the information in the subforms, like reporting on it, analytics, that kind of stuff. Let's talk a little bit about what the new options are there, because again, we couldn't do that before, and now all of a sudden we can. So who wants to jump in on reporting versus analytics?
And I think for the sake of everybody's time, just mentioning to you guys, and then if you viewers want to reach out to one of us, we'll put our info back up, because it is a big involved thing. But just to point out that as basic as subforms used to be, we can sync them to analytics. We can report on them.
That is the real takeaway, is that we can get to it and we can build reports.
Yes, even again, just little nugget. import qualifications. You always used to be able to import records into a module, but now we can actually, qualifications is that subform. That's a biggie, being able to import into that subform rather than, well, now I need to catch up and I want to hand enter them all.
Yeah.
So many new things, so many use cases around subforms. I think they're one of the underutilized but hugely valuable features that Zoho CRM has.
One
Yeah.
of the solutions that I've used for a lot of my clients is keeping the maintenance history on equipment that they have. They may install whatever it is, water filtration systems or
Right.
gym equipment, and they need to keep history records of all the maintenance that they've done on those products. And so subforms lend themselves very well to all of those type of situations. And then you've got, every time you did maintenance on a product, I can go to that actual serial number or whatever piece of equipment, whatever it is, and I can see every single time, date, and who did the maintenance on it and what maintenance was done. It keeps an awful lot of information in here for that.
Agreed.
Love it.
Awesome. Hopefully you guys got some value out of us showing you the use cases and
Absolutely. Yep.
all of the things you can do, all the pretty. And let me go ahead and at least
Just throw
attempt to bring our contact info so you have it again. If you need to reach out to any of us, please do. Anything else you guys want to add? Otherwise,
No, I think that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
cool.
guys.
Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.